Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions,
Hey, Max here, and I want to talk about ZASLAV and Warner Bros. Discovery. Listening to the majority of the investor meeting that he talked about what his plans are for DC. I do want to say, please don't if you're critics of ZASLAV and Warner Bros. Discovery, please don't dismiss what he was saying. There was very significant things, and I'm going to share a clip here too. And I want to say both sides need to chill out. Both sides need to chill out, saying this definitely means they're going to recast all of them, or this means that everyone's back. We just don't know. We do know that Warner Brothers in the past has tried to have it all. We want some of the characters that were in the universe and some that were not. And what is the Snyderverse? What isn't the Snyderverse? What is the DCU? What is not the DCU? And ultimately, all that shit combined with adding in a multiverse and time travel, it's very confusing to the regular consumer and potentially very confusing to executives that are trying to steer the ship. He has said some very significant things in that investor meeting. One is quality over quantity. DC is important. He also said a 10-year plan. He knows what he wants. Ultimately, we don't know what he wants yet. There's also some things that are significant that do not look that great for Ayer Cut and Snyder Cut fans. For example, if it's not what he wants, if you ask for it, he don't care. If it's not in his plan, and that's not what. See, people think I can't be nuanced in this discussion. So that's my takeaway from it. If the Snyder Cut and the Ayer Cut and all these other projects are restoring the Snyderverse is not in his plan or his vision, you asking for it ain't gonna help shit. Because look at all those people that are out of a job now with Batgirl. Unfortunately, I wish there was a way that if you keep asking for the Batgirl, that it could potentially see the light of day. But he said, if it's not in my vision. Now, I want everyone to slow their roll to suggest what is or what is not in his vision. We do know this for sure. He keeps mentioning the main staples of the Justice League when he talks about DC. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. He also said that he saw Black Adam, he saw Shazam 2, and he saw The Flash. Now, please also don't read too much into Aquaman 2. Maybe, potentially, he didn't mention it because of the Amber Heard situation. But we do know that that Aquaman 2 is in good hands with James Wan and Jason Momoa based on the success of Aquaman 1. I think him and Jason Momoa deserve the benefit of the doubt. Potentially, he did not mention it just because of the situation with Amber Heard. But there is nothing, absolutely nothing, and we debated this on the live stream, nothing to suggest either way that either all the talent involved with the Justice League is going to continue, or a majority of the talent of the Justice League is going to be recast. There's nothing to suggest either way, and everyone needs to slow down. Slow down. There's lots of opinions out there. He also suggested, getting out of some debt and moves to make the new platform of Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery is just what I'm going to call it until we get an official title, and moving in the other regions and focus on quality. And ultimately, he did actually throw some shade at the previous regime. We're not going to make decisions based on quarters and projects were going to make decisions based on quality. Now, I know everyone's calling him cheap. They're calling him the next Chapek. But he consistently mentioned quality, and DC is a priority in these characters. Now, you all can debate what is not canon and what is not going to happen with the people that play Batman, Superman. But ultimately, what we learned is they are a focus, and that should not be discounted. And honestly, with his first, even though this wasn't really a public event, but I know a lot of people were covering it and listening to it more than usual because of the weird situation that Warner Bros. Discovery is. He was very confident in what he was saying. It sounds like he has a plan. That doesn't mean he does, and he hasn't really let the public on. He said they're a focus, quality over quantity, and he did say he would spend money. He did say he would spend money. We'll just have to see what comes of that. Now let's get to the clip for the proof, and I think you all should listen to this. This is circulating on Twitter. Let's play it. Let's play it a couple times if we need to.
DC is one of the top of the list for us. You look at Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
We mentioned Aquaman there.
That are known everywhere in the world.
Yes.
And the ability to drive those all over the world with great story is a big opportunity for us. We have done a reset. We've restructured the business where we're going to focus, where there will be a team with a 10-year plan.
Now, he said we have done a reset on focus. That doesn't mean you can spin this either way when he says a reset. You can. But what does he say? What's the whole context of what he's saying? A reset on focus. On focus on these main characters is what I'm getting from it. You interpret it whatever way you want. I'll rewind it a little bit because this is significant.
Where we're going to focus, where there will be a team done a reset, is a big opportunity for us.
Big opportunity.
Have done a reset.
We've
restructured the business.
A reset. We've restructured the business. And before that, he was talking. In other parts of this call, he was talking about quality over quantity, and that these characters resonate around the world. We see a lot of international fans for Batman, Superman, and the rest. They are relevant. They haven't lost the relevancy. It's just the quality has to be there.
Where we're going to focus, where there will be a team with a 10-year plan focusing just on DC. It's very similar to the structure that
DC plan focusing just on DC.
That Alan Horn and Bob Iger put together very effectively with Kevin Feige at Disney. We think that we could build a long-term, much stronger, sustainable growth business out of DC. And as part of that, we're going to focus on quality. We're not going to release any film before it's ready. We're not going to release a film to make a quarter.
Now, that, even though it delays hurt, that ultimately, I think Warner Brothers and DC Films have run out of chances. They cannot chance another film falling flat. They have to make sure it's the best condition possible to release it. So I have to respect that. And they have inherited some craziness. So let's see if they can fine-tune these projects. And you know what? This makes me feel like I'm really going to support The Flash. And I'm going to give Black Adam a Now, Black Adam didn't really have a chance to be, updated much. I'll be real there. But I've been wanting to see The Rock as Black Adam for a while. And I want to give it its fair shot too. I want to go in and I want to enjoy DC content. So I have to try to keep an open mind here as well when he says quality over quantity. And we're not just going to release a movie for quarters or time, because unfortunately it seems like the previous executives consistently start projects more as a facade to act like they're doing better and like will it in existence than they actually are. Honestly, all these projects were just announced without an overall plan. 10-year plan. He's saying that. I want them to execute this plan.
We're not going to release a film. Under the focus is going to be how do we make each of these films in general as good as possible. But DC is something that we think we could make better, and we're focused on it now.
DC is something we can make better, and we're focused on it. Okay? Now, anything they do is going to cost money. And quality over quantity, think about that. That doesn't mean that you're not going to pay anything for a project. That doesn't mean that you announce a new project and it's going to be bargain budget Justice League. That doesn't mean that. Now, this is also open interpretation, but quality over quantity means that they are going to work the hardest on one project, get it done right, and build from there. That's my interpretation. If you bring back the Justice League, with or without Zach, it's going to cost money. Either way, it's going to cost money. And the built-in fan base with some of these portrayals from some of this talent shouldn't be dismissed. If you start new and have some characters recast and others not, I personally think that could sacrifice some built-in fan base that's already there. And that does not even mean Snyder. That means there's Cavill fans that might not necessarily be Snyder fans. There's Ben Affleck fans that might not necessarily be Snyder fans. There are people that liked Batman and BVS but did not like BVS. There are people out there that like the talent in the role and aren't necessarily huge fans of Snyder. That should not be dismissed. And ultimately, if they really don't care about DC, why are they so concerned about the image and quality over quantity? If they're only concerned about slashing budgets and making money and then just burying it and nothing else, which was a concern of mine before this conference call, investor meeting, was a concern of mine, why are they not just releasing what they have to make a few bucks and then let it die? Because he says he has a 10-year plan. We'll see how it goes. Alan Horn's on board. There's two other people. That seems like a team to me. And I'm going to play this one more time without me talking, full screen, just in case you want to clip it out and use it for your video, because it's a significant. I'll mute myself. It's a significant comment there, and I appreciate the confidence in the way he delivered this message, and it makes me feel a little bit more confident. But I have been swindled before. He also called consumers cash registers. So take that for what you will. But here you go.
DC is one of the top of the list for us. You look at Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. These are brands that are known everywhere in the world. And the ability to drive those all over the world with great story is a big opportunity for us. We have done a reset. We've restructured the business where we're going to focus, where there will be a team with a 10-year plan focusing just on DC. It's very similar to the structure that Alan Horn and Bob Iger put together very effectively with Kevin Feige at Disney. We think that we could build a long-term, much stronger, sustainable growth business out of DC. And as part of that, we're going to focus on quality. We're not going to release any film before it's ready. We're not going to release a film to make a quarter. We're not going to release a film. Under the focus is going to be how do we make each of these films in general as good as possible. But DC is something that we think we could make better, and we're focused on it now.